A shadow looms over Jerusalem. A decision from halfway across the world has just shaken Israel's core, and Benjamin Netanyahu is running scared. What happened to make one of the world's richest nations turn its back on Israel? Stay tuned. You won't believe who's leading the charge. Picture this: a room full of workers, ordinary folks like you and me, standing up to one of the most powerful leaders on earth. That's exactly what happened in Norway, where the biggest union, representing nearly 1 million people, just voted to boycott Israel. They're not just talking. They're hitting Israel where it hurts: its wallet. This isn't just a protest, it's a global wake-up call, and Netanyahu's feeling the heat. Let's break it down. The Norwegian Confederation of Trade Unions, a powerhouse with 900,000 members, held a conference and made history. With 240 votes for and only 69 against, they decided to pull all trade and investment from companies tied to Israel's occupation of Palestinian lands. We're talking about Norway's massive $1.8 trillion wealth fund, the biggest of its kind in the world, dumping stocks worth over $2 billion in 65 Israeli companies. That's money Netanyahu's government counts on to keep its grip on Gaza and the West Bank. And now, it's slipping away. Why does this matter? Because Norway's not some small player. Its wealth fund owns a piece of nearly every major company on the planet. When they say no more to Israel's actions, the world listens. The union's deputy leader, Steinar Krogstad, didn't mince words. He called out Israel's war in Gaza, its attacks, and its policies that crush Palestinian lives. This boycott isn't just about money. It's about saying Israel's occupation, ruled illegal by the world's top court in 2023, has to end. And Norway's workers are drawing a line in the sand. Let's talk about Netanyahu. He's built his career on defiance, shrugging off criticism while his government expands settlements and bombs Gaza. But this boycott? It's a nightmare he can't ignore. Those $2 billion in stocks aren't just numbers. They fund companies that prop up Israel's control over Palestinian territories. From banks to tech firms, Norway's saying, "We're done bankrolling your oppression." And here's the kicker: Norway's union is tied to the country's ruling Labour Party, which means this could push Norway's government to get even tougher on Israel. Netanyahu's losing allies fast, and he knows it. But it's not just about Norway. This boycott is a spark that could light a fire worldwide. The Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine called it a historic win, urging unions everywhere to follow suit. Imagine if workers in America, Europe, or beyond started demanding their pension funds ditch Israeli stocks. It's not a pipe dream. Norway's showing it's possible. Every dollar pulled from Israel's occupation is a step toward justice for Palestinians, who've endured decades of checkpoints, walls, and violence. So, what's next? This is where you come in. Norway's workers have thrown down the gauntlet, but they can't do it alone. The boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, BDS, is growing, and it needs your voice. Check your own pension fund. Does it invest in companies tied to Israel's occupation? Call them out. Join a protest. Share this video. Every action counts. Netanyahu's counting on silence, but we're louder than ever. Look at Palestine today. Kids are growing up under siege, families are torn apart, and hope feels distant. But Norway's stand proves the tide is turning. Workers, not kings or presidents, are leading the charge. They're telling Netanyahu his time's running out. So, let's keep the pressure on. Let's make sure this boycott isn't just a headline. It's the start of the end for Israel's occupation. Share this story. Stand with Palestine. The world's watching, and we're not backing down.